We need to develop it. Right? The Candy's copywriting skills are something to be desired. Okay, looks like today. All right, you're the chairperson. So bring us somewhere in Java Island. Okay.
No, because my lecture is scheduling again for this afternoon, so I can share the day. Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and do this. Never mind. I've become the engineer. We're hosting this on the iMac, so that's all there now. Bring the new guy in. Bring Nafal on. Yeah, it's okay. So then, okay, somewhere in Java Island. That's funny. Itu lucu banget. Okay. All right. So. Yeah. Oh, okay, all right. Some interesting feedback. So multiple units crash, yeah? Crash, okay?
Actually, yesterday, Topic has that error with overlapping calendar.
Okay, send a letter to Toki so we're not paying. You're cheering today. Take it away for us.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Good morning. Thank you for coming up online and on time, everyone. Tapi on time, but that's fine. Sekarang jam berapa? It's 10 and past 13 ya. We started at 10:13. So we're supposed to be finished at 11:13 ya. Okay, let's. Yeah, sir.
I motion for a time extension. Yeah, 11:13. Yes, okay. Yeah, your time.
Okay, so let's go to the old business first. The first old business is from King. It's about revenue analysis. Do you have any updates, sir?
Okay, so the update here is actually, I think the last time we had a discussion, we would have Gunny and Rizal work on creating some multiple unit listings, and I think there's an update from both sides. Okay, to, I guess, Gunny next.
Okay, so from my side, I still learn how to connect iCal. It's listing for each room to one listing that it makes one room. But from the side, I think there's a lot of glitch with one week.
Okay,
So I think I will consider it with Shiba how to find the solution. Yes, sir.
okay, to Gunny. Gunny, does that mean we don't have any multiple unit listings up yet because we have problems connecting to iCal?
We have a lot of listing, multiple bedroom listing, but not started yet.
I see. May I suggest this? May I suggest instead of connecting it to iCal and doing Toki, we just use, let's say, a 3-bedroom block and treat it as a single unit?
Yeah, I understand, sir. But
Okay.
but yesterday result told me that there is a lot of glitch out of it.
Okay. Okay, so over to Rizal then.
Okay, so basically yesterday our reservation team has overlapping issue on the Toki. So I think Toki have glitch yesterday. So I just think that if we still use install listing for multiple bedroom, if we have some crash or if we have overbooking on the multiple bedroom, it could be worse thing that reservation thing. Yes.
Yes, sir.
What if we do this? What if we just don't take single unit bookings on a multiple unit listing? Does that make sense? We just dedicate 3 rooms only for, and that is just a single unit that only is sold 3 at a time. Does that make sense? Would that work?
I don't get it, sir.
So right now you're trying to sync the calendars, right? You're
We
taking
have a lot of rooms, yes.
right. So instead of selling it 1 at a time ever, you only sell it 3 at a time. You never sell. So it's a single. It's just one listing.
Yeah, but the risk is if Toki have a glitch, that's the problem, sir.
No, it doesn't matter anymore because it won't matter because you essentially dedicate the 3 rooms or the 4 rooms to just one single. You don't connect them individually anymore. You don't sell them separately. You only sell it as a bundle. Does that make sense? So it becomes effectively like a villa. A villa never has an overbooking inside of a villa because there's no way that you can book a single room in a villa, right? So instead of treating it as 3 separate rooms, treat it as one block of 3 rooms, and you only sell it as 3. So then there should be no glitch on Toki because it's only just a single. It is one listing and it says room 7 to 10, right? And you only treat it as essentially a single listing. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, got it.
Yeah, and that way, I think, because a lot of the group sizes are fairly large in Panita, right? They're like groups of 4 and 6. So you're essentially saying, I'm dedicating these 3 rooms for groups. Essentially, you're saying I'm selling a villa.
Yeah,
And I'm only selling a villa.
Got it, sir.
And then you don't need to worry about any of the things. So normally you have rooms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have rooms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 8, 9, and 10 are essentially one block. Yeah. So you just have rooms 1 to 7, and then 8, 9, and 10 you sell as one block. And whenever somebody books it, it just books as the entire block. All right? And you don't sell them. You don't sell it individually anymore. You just sell that as a group. Because if I'm right, there's a lot of groups in Nusa Penida, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there would be no disadvantage to doing that.
Yeah, let me try, sir.
Okay, right. So just remove then the other 3 listings. If you have 3 listings, remove 2 and make 1 into a 3 unit, and then set that as instant book, and then remove the other 2.
Yeah.
That makes it easy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we get those nice bookings that we had before, that our competitors seem to be getting. These what success looks like, I think, should be like this, right? Instead of Marie Puget booking 5 bedrooms by herself, it will just show Bukit Vista. And instead of selling this as 1 to 5, you just sell maybe bungalows 1 to 3, and then it goes 1 to 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1 to 3 is always sold as a block of 3 bedrooms together. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. And then this Emily and all these people could just instant book. All right, back to the chair.
Okay, so shall do you have any particular dates to actually put updates for this one? Let's see.
Mrs. Sherman, Mrs. Sir,
Yes, no.
should we take down the single listing for this?
Single what?
Single listing.
Oh yes, sir.
I think you can do an analysis. So my assumption is if you want to commit to doing this, yes, you have to trade. It can't be you have both, because when you have both, then you have overbookings. So you just commit to say, I believe that, like, is it Murta Beach? Or Nusa Majesty has 20 rooms? Murta Beach. Manta. So Manta, just sell them in different blocks. Just say rooms 5 to 10 is sold as a 5 block. Room 6 to whatever is sold as, and block it out. So you don't sell them all to single travelers. You sell different groups of rooms to different sizes of travelers. And it's dedicated to that. Because yes, apparently if we sell all the room inventory to one, then there's not that many groups of smaller groups, right? So yes, you're going to have to make some trades. You would essentially leave some single bedrooms out and convert them into multiple bedrooms, and the ones that they replace are then orphaned, right? Don't orphan good listings, maybe orphan shitty listings that are not productive.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my best guess, yeah? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't, sorry, a lot of redundant work again, right?
Next week, yeah. Okay, so business secretary, secretary, right? The secretary will took this for the line for the next fixing up, which is gonna be on the 20th of August. Danny will be back with the result.
Out of 20, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so for the next one, it's from Wayana about the review. Do you have any follow-up to this one?
The second one is me. Is it this one?
No, that's the one on the bottom, right here.
The review. So we actually just update updated the data, and it's very good improvement. It's constant raise up.
Okay, so you're getting a higher review rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, thank you, Miss Chairman. So yeah, if we are comparing with the previous data, here's I give you the previous data for the first week. For the first week on July, we have for the August of 4th August, we have 128 bookings with 6 reviews. And then if you compare with the news data, oh yeah, this is the message that I sent to the guest. Yeah, I said the second card, the second B side, and also this, and then here's that. So we are increased for the from 6 to 18.
Okay. Okay, so we're still put it on the old business until the end of August.
Yes. Yeah.
So, okay. Back to the paper and then go to the next point is from Rizal.
Yes, that's from
Do you have any updates on the staff result?
Okay. Yes.
Yes, this Rizal.
Okay, I speak. Can you please open the document?
yes.
Okay, for this week, I want to. My update is I want to do content doctor for. I don't update it yet. I didn't update it yet. So I will update it on the next sync up. But for the bookings is we got increased bookings for the box room 1 and Kinton room 4 and 5, I believe, and then Pilai's got number 2 is got bookings today.
Yeah.
This morning.
Yeah, this morning. On MLN.
Yes.
So the new profile is working?
Not yet, sir,
Oh.
because
We have to launch.
we don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay, so for the rest of the page will be updated on the next thing up will be
Yes.
on Friday.
Yes, thank you.
So secretary will to please table this one and I mentioned the result says that this come back on the next thing up, which is gonna be on the August 16th. Okay, for the next one, can Chris, Gani, or Reza give an update for the new first quarter?
Oh yeah,
Yes, Gani.
I already mentioned Janice and as a profile manager for Southeast Asia on the Airbnb, but she is taking 3 days off, so I cannot contact her about what is the update when I can launch the listing. She didn't get the update because she took 3 days off.
Yes, sir.
Gani, I think the last time we agreed, just go ahead and launch the profile, and then as far as payments and everything else concerned, we can hook that up later.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So please launch the profile yesterday.
Yeah. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure from Janice if the
It's not necessary. So we're just notifying Janice because we plan to put on a lot of bank accounts. Okay. So generally, the takeaway from what we learned in Jogja, I believe, is when you put in too many bank accounts too quickly, you can get red flagged. So instead of getting red flagged again, we can go ahead and launch. We don't need to launch with all the listings on it at first, but you can go ahead and launch, and we can add the bank account details later. And so don't let this be a blocking step. Just go ahead and launch. and Janice will fix it for us during the runtime rather
Okay.
than before. Yeah.
Okay.
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 so-
I will launch this thing today.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. The profile. You mean right?
Profile.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this mentioned Benny and says that let's launch the profile today. We'll launch the profile today on the 13th of August.
WS.
Go to the next one is a termination folder, termination list. Dominic, which is because of the updates for this one.
So yeah, this is still ongoing. But if you want to see the update, you can just see on the visiting schedule paper, Mr. Secretary, which is on that one.
Okay.
The visiting schedule paper.
Okay.
Can you, okay, so based on the after the visiting and also the call with the conversation with the owner, some of the property will be terminated soon. The newest one is dalam penambahan since the owner is she said that her direct booking is much more than review booking, so they think they will just stop the partnership with us. And then Wabi Sabi also, they will be terminated soon because they have like their own OTA, and then they didn't want to remove all the OTA because they think they get a lot of direct booking from them. Yeah. Yes, Kak.
Okay, so I was just wondering, is it the same way in Bali that for now all the partners is supposed to only have 7 days slot for a month? Yes, sir.
No, that was an experiment, and the results of that experiment are coming back as if you can, go ahead with it, but if it stops a deal from going through, don't push on that topic, because what we've noticed is that a lot of owners do need more than 7 days a month to use it, and it's a deal breaker. So if they do not agree to 7 days a month, then the second proposal is 45 days a year. So it's 45 days a year. Look, generally what we're looking for is essentially to stop availability from getting chewed up by the owner, like what we have in Pineda, like what we have in other properties. If we don't have availability, then we don't have ranking. If we have no ranking, we have no bookings. If we have no bookings, then we get no revenue. If we have no revenue, then there's no point in all the team to service the account. So the availability is pretty crucial. This discussion with the owners is to get us availability. Now, the breaking point is you don't want to push it so hard such that they all go, well, no, because this is my holiday property. I use it for more than 7 days a week. So in the case of where the 7 days a week doesn't work, then we can offer 45 days a year, which is actually less than 7 days a week.
Yeah.
All right, it's about half. But usually then that becomes a little bit easier.
Okay, Dominic.
So yeah, actually, I also already updated you. There's the option like the 45 days and also the 7 days, and the judge choose to use the 7 days instead of the 40 days per 40 days per year.
Okay, great.
Because it works better in Jogja.
Okay, if it's like that, then that's great.
Okay, Benny.
Can we still negotiate to more than 45?
Yes, you can negotiate. We're like I said, we're still trying to figure out what the right number needs to be. But from our perspective, let's say if an owner takes 100 days of the year, then we're unable to. Let's say for example, they take 100 days, we can't hit our revenue targets and revenue projections, and it falls below the minimum revenue in order for us to service their account. So we're trying to figure out that number right now. If the owner wants to use it, or if it becomes the blocker in the deal, ask them how many days would you anticipate using it, and then add 20%, right? So 50 days, okay, let's give you 60, right? So that should cover the 50 that you use, plus a margin for extra days. I think then that covers most of the situations. Cool?
Okay, Benny.
Yeah, because we have properties like Altara and Pizza, right? They have a big revenue, good partnership. They always update the calendar, but I think there is a lot of booking from their side.
Because they have the
Yeah,
Right,
but-
we gotta stop that, you see? See, that's something that needs to be stopped. Yeah, and that's the exact case where we need to implement this. So if we don't limit that, then we have the situation that we have in Nusa Penida, where eventually the entire calendar is blocked by the partner, and we can't do our entire service because we've been pushed out. We're moving away from an agency model into an asset management model, and in an asset management model, you need to have control over the supply. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. We're not getting a fee. If we took a fee, then yeah, we'll hang around, manage your property, and you can sell to whoever you want. But we're not taking a fee, so you have to guarantee us a certain supply. In the case of Utara, I think this is very, very much so. We really need to enforce this. Otherwise, it becomes completely out of control over time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, sir. Oh yeah, sir, please.
When we say somebody will be terminated soon, what do we mean? Do we mean like we're going to pause their listings, or what's terminated soon mean?
The listing will be unlisted, and then we will send a termination letter.
Okay. Has the listings already been unlisted for these ones that say terminated soon?
Sorry?
Have the listings already been unlisted for the ones like Kasamia and Griaku and Dalam Penambahan?
Not all the listing already unlisted, sir.
Oh, okay. So the termination process has started.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Good.
Okay. I was just wondering if anyone has the idea of. So I have a discussion with, for example, like Wabi Sabi, and they said that actually I have no problem to actually have slot only 7 days per month, but can you actually make sure that our calendar can be full if we're taking care of it? So yeah, I'm like kind of confused on answering to that.
In that discussion, just say this. We need to have some sort of, I guess, revenue projections for what we're targeting. And then because this discussion is, yes, here's the best way to actually answer that. Let's have a sub-discussion on that point, okay, about how we ensure calendar full. It's a little bit like the chicken and the egg. If you don't give us the dates, how are we going to fill it? And then if we don't have that, then what? Multiple OTAs generally reduces the chances of you actually getting ranking, which then reduces the chance of you getting full. So we're essentially asking for focus. The best way to say, if I don't fulfill it, then fire us. Done, right? If I don't fulfill your expectations on what this is, then you have every right to terminate our partnership. And by right, if something isn't producing revenue, well, why are we servicing that account anyway? Am I right? So we're going to end up there either through their decision or through the inactivity of the listing itself. So that's generally how we settle it, but let's have a sub-discussion about that. That's a good discussion.
Okay, so Mr. Secretary, would you please tag Jane, Ara, Dominic, and Gani to have a sub-discussion about this one? Okay, so go to the next one. It's also from... Okay. Oh wait, so Jing, Ara, Gani, Dominic, and please come back to the next meeting for the updates, which is on August.
The result on
Owner questions, yeah. How are you going to fill it?
on
16.
16. Not 7. Oh yeah, 16.
Okay, so next one is from Cynthia. So please give us the update.
Okay, I think we haven't updated yet, and personally I haven't told Maha and Rudian about this. But I think from Mo and Gani, there's an update here. Would you want to tell us about
Oh, actually, we haven't.
Oh God,
Yeah.
nobody's done the work.
We haven't done that.
Okay, so when exactly you guys wanna give update for this one?
Okay, for today it's too late. I think for the next income.
No, I think we need to do it today. Really, because it's already a week late, and we're getting in a habit of not following up now. So that needs to stop. bias to action. Mrs. Secretary, Mrs. Chair, I'd like to propose that at the end of this meeting we come back and we get this done, and then we re-meet at the end of the day to affirm that these things have been followed up on, and also the follow-up on the discussion about the owner situations in Jogja about fulfilling their rooms.
Okay, so
This one you can combine with the sub discussion.
No, that's a different discussion.
okay, so do you usually motion to have a discussion after this about this one and to just issue?
Yes, I'm mentioning that we need to get back to these two points about, especially this point, about what to fix with the box by the end of today. All right, so we don't wait for another week or another sync-up week.
Okay,
Because it's already late.
I agree.
Okay,
I second.
I second.
Okay, already seconded by Rock. Okay, so Cynthia, would you please write it down that Jing and everyone then, yeah?
We need everybody, yeah. So
Yeah.
on this particular point, we have issues with the box because we have full control on the box, and there is no reason we shouldn't be able to sell. So what I'm asking everyone to do is for each chapter to come up with what they think the problems are and what they think the solution can be. And my motion is that we get together at 5 o'clock today, Baldi time, so that's 4 in Jogja. Okay, we get together at 5 o'clock, Baldi time, again today to review what what the new ideas are going to be. Because they're already late.
Okay, so 4 p.m. Wita, yeah?
Yeah.
4 p.m. Tiga itu.
5 p.m. or 4 p.m.
5 p.m. This time, Baldi time, 4 p.m.
5 p.m.
4 p.m. Wita.
4 p.m.
We're not in Wita, right?
Yeah.
This now.
5 p.m. Wita, 4 p.m. Web. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sharp.
Sharp.
Okay, let's go to the new business. Oh yes, now.
I think content chapter have meeting at 5.
Oh, okay. All right. So we should do it at 4?
4? Yes, 4. I can second that.
So, okay, I amend the motion. I would like to motion for 4 p.m. We meet. And before that meeting, please let's have everyone put down their ideas. Otherwise, it's just...
Yeah, yes, I will do it.
Okay.
Okay, so 4 p.m. kita. Baru juga.
4 p.m. Wita, ya.
Okay, 4 p.m. kita already seconded by Mo. Okay, so motion pass saja ya. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let me vote. Who is in favor on this one? Please raise your hand.
Sure.
I'm not sure. Okay, so it's the motion has passed. Okay,
Basically, Gani, we're going to get together and think of ways that we can make the box house more successful.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so go to the new business. Can you go and split the first one? Can you go up a little bit, Mrs. Secretary?
Oh, we can start from the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
New business now.
Okay, let's go from the bottom. It's from Dominic. This. So yeah, actually this is from the Pinara owner. They asked how if they already used all the 7 nights and then suddenly there's like a major issue that they need to fix, maintenance kind of things like that, and then can they ask for an extra spare days for owner usage? Okay, Mr. Jing.
Yes, once again, the intent of the 7-night is to reduce owner creep, right? Owner creep is when the owner starts taking up most of the availability. So in this particular case, I think it is okay as long as it's within a certain value range, right? Let's be clear what the intent of this is. The intent of this is to stop things like where the owner's fulfilling all the calendar. If it's done out of, let's say, purposes of being direct and it's an honest reason, I think we can always have some tolerance for that. But if you feel like it's actually something else, if the owner says, oh, yeah, my friends are using it, but they're taking agency bookings, then we are going to be more enforcing on this particular issue. If we don't set this trigger point, then we never actually feel when owner creep happens. So that's why the thing. Dominic, my question is, would they agree to 45 days a year?
Since Jogja is using the 7 nights now, I didn't over them the 45.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, as long as it's within 45 days a year, it should still be okay.
Okay. I'm not sure, sir.
Okay.
Since the 45 nights owner usage is need to be like 3 months in advance notice, I think it won't work in Jogja, right?
Ah, okay. What will work?
Like 7 nights, like it's flexible for them, like any time, in as long as it's only 7 nights in total a month.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's give them another tolerance of 20 more nights a year, and those are essentially like all these extra nights. Just kind of keep track of it in your head. You don't need to actually count. But if this person keeps on using it, then just say, hey, look, you've used up all your nights. We can't provide you revenue if you take up all these things.
Okay, so is there any further discussion about this one from everyone?
Yes, we're gonna have this discussion later, right? The sub discussion. Okay.
After this.
Okay, so I think Mr. Secretary, we should just put that on the old business under that issue on community from adopting also.
Wait, okay.
Okay, go to the next new business. Kasihan Mr. Secretary. Okay. Oh, that's pretty much it. And it's from Jane from the chapter 32.
Okay, let's take a look. Da-da-da-da. The KPI compliance, or the SLA compliance. So, taking a look at our SLAs this week on squad 3 and 4. All right. Oh yeah, we found a pretty effective market lead generator, Tris. He's quite good. Maybe we can send him to Jogja to do leads. But also, we're developing a new, gentlemen and ladies, we're developing a new lead generation idea. We think we are actually going to go and partner. This is a new idea, but it's infancy, so I don't know if it'll work yet. We want to partner with contractors. And here's the deal. So we partner with a contractor that is in the later stages of a construction, such as people who install locks, shower heads, fittings, all this sort of hardware in on the site. And we just ask them, when you deliver to a construction site, can you please just drop a pin? And we will pay you each time you drop a pin. Does that make sense? So we just
particularly for accommodation, sir.
Yes. So let's say, for example, whoever is installing bathroom fixtures is generally installing them for homes or residences, right? Let's say, for example, it's expensive bathroom fixtures like Grohe or Hans Grohe or whatever. Then generally these people will be coming in towards the end of a construction site to install. So what we want to ask is, every time you go and make a delivery, can you give us a WhatsApp pin? Just drop the location pin, and then we can send our market builders in to then follow up with the owners, right? So instead of us patrolling around all the time looking for construction sites and looking for new places, we want to partner with contractors that already have this. We got a discussion started last Sunday about this, and Eggy's working on a project to develop it, but this could simplify lead generation across Indonesia, right? Because then if you just partner with all the hardware guys, and whenever they make a delivery, they just drop a pin, we'll essentially know where all the... Anyway, this is just to say that we can rebuild Jogja soon, hopefully. So, okay, let's take a look at what we're doing in Panida. So we've only made $30,000 this month. $300,000 this month for August. We're not going to hit our goals.
No, really well.
But you need going up.
We'll make August, sir.
What's the problem here? What's the problem here?
Panida
It's
doesn't get
the
much.
2nd of August.
Yes, thank you. Dominic's right. It's the 2nd of August. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a time slider now. You can go back in time and look at what the revenue looked like at any point in history. So this is what the revenue looked like at August 2nd, okay, for the entire company. But if you go on this slider over here,
Yes, I see.
and then you slide to today's date, or even past today's date, then you can see we're actually at 367, okay? Yeah, aren't you happy, Dominic? Yeah, otherwise no bonus. It's like, okay, but why is this valuable? So you can look on Squad 4, and you can see essentially what Squad 4 looked like at all different times. Let's say at August 1st, Squad 4 was at 33,000. Okay? Squad 4 began the month at $33,000. And we had 39,000 from the previous month. Okay, now today, 45. So that's about a 50% lift, okay? So going between the beginning of the month to to today, we've had 50% increase in the overall revenue. Let's then look back in time. Let's go back to July 1st. Let's see if I can go to July 1st. Oh, it's too hard. It's I can't. The slider is too fine. I can't move it to.
Can you click?
No, I can't. I can't click it. Okay. All right. Roughly speaking. No wait. Okay. Roughly speaking, on July 1st, I know it's not exact. On June 28th, so our starting revenue in July for Squad 4 was how much, result? How much was the starting revenue for July? For July?
For July is
Yeah.
20,000.
20,000.
Yes.
So at the beginning of July, we had 20,000 in initial sales in July. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
So on June 28th, here, let me zoom in. On June 28th, okay, we had $20,000 in our pocket in the initial sales for July. Okay, so then let's look what happened at the end. At the end of July, we reached 39,000.
50%.
So that's a 100% increase, actually. So we were wrong, right? We thought that, initially we thought that it wasn't growing that much, but it actually was growing quite a bit. It went up 100%. So we made 100% of the revenue in the month of July for July. We got to about 50% of what that end revenue was at the start, and then we made up the other 50% in the month of July. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so now let's go to August. What do you predict August will be? So August at the beginning, we had, I got it. August at the beginning, we had 33. So if we make 100% of it by the end of the month, what number should we be at?
66.
We should be at 66. Okay, so this is just a way of kind of estimating what the before and after are. And this is the value of this tool. This tool will allow you to go back all the way to the beginning again and take a look at that. Okay, so this is in terms of weekly sales. I'd also like to bring everybody's attention to this. This is a new feature, revenue prediction. Okay, so revenue prediction is essentially on Tableau side, and they are estimating what the revenue is going to be. Now, the estimation for the current revenue of our company for August is how much, Wayana?
414.
So this is based on trends and daily data and looking at where we're going. It's been 414 since the very beginning. So it has not changed. This is actually pretty interesting. It means we're kind of on track, right? So it's a very stable number, and it shows up each week when we check it. So at the end, we will see if it's right. Now, here's the interesting thing. What number did we get to in July for the overall company? You remember? Anybody remember?
350.
No, not 350. Our target was 350. What number did we actually achieve? 370. And guess what the prediction was?
372.
Yeah. Oh, the prediction was 372. I think we actually. No, wait. I think it actually has been achieved. Sorry, but the prediction. Okay, this is why we have to document, right? You can't see the prediction afterwards because the reality has over the prediction. But let's remember this number. I've recorded it on my sales projection to see if it happens. Now, why am I showing this?
So that we can actually define our goals for
Squad 4. Squad 4's prediction, right? So Squad 4's prediction is that the month of August will get 41. But I think we're already past that. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Squad 4, the actual is already
5.
45.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're above targets already on Squad 4. Okay. All right. That means the prediction is a little bit too conservative. It needs to be a little bit more aggressive. But, okay. So once again, I'm showing you some tools
Maybe the
that...
drawing is a bit different.
Right. I'm showing tools such that everybody can start getting a better grasp of revenue management. You can look at how much money you began with. You can look at how much we made in the month. And then that gives you a confidence level of how much you can achieve in the month. So then it's really just down to two things we can do. Get as much money get as much revenue before the month begins with early bookings, and then do our best to fill in last minute. Does that make it pretty simple in terms of what our action is? Okay, so that's for revenue. On the weekly sales, let's take a look at weekly sales. Weekly sales in Squad 4 has been, last week was peak. It was the first week, so it was essentially $6,000. This week we began at $3,000, right? So if we're correct, then essentially the first week will be the tallest, and then it will go down afterwards. But let's see. Yeah, it could be actually something. It could be something different. Let's take a look at Squad 3 too as well. Squad 3's weekly sales is all over the place. It's a little bit unusual. So Squad 3's highest sales was actually in the last week of July, right? And then last week was very small, and this week it's actually pretty small too. So this is the Squad 3 sales. Anybody know why this is in a different pattern than Squad 4? Yeah, why do we have this shape of graph on Squad 3 and we have a different shape in Squad 4? We're reducing the total property size. So this is calculated by any chance. I don't want anyone to feel bad or strange about it, but this was what we had intended. But this is what it looks like. This is what reducing the number of listings and reducing the partnerships does look like. We do reduce the overall stress, but we also reduce the overall sales. Okay, next part. Let's take a look at unconverted potential revenue. So on the unconverted potential revenue for each squad, let's take a look at Squad 3 first. Squad 3 hopefully should be going down. Okay, so no, it's actually 100% unconverted. So there's 349 potential bookings and 349 of lost bookings. So that's 100% loss. Dalam Pinarak and Omalila. So these two are coming in and nothing's getting booked. Also overall on number of inquiries processed, also pretty low. 4 room nights sold, 42 room nights not sold, 5 room nights sold, 34 unsold. This week is better. 6 room nights sold, 13 unsold. So the ratios are stepping up. The biggest violators in terms of lost requests are Omalila, Kriya Asi, and Pondok Ijo Dalam Penambahan, and Siman Homestay. These are the top 5 of ineffective conversions. Let's take a look at Squad 4. Okay, Squad 4 in terms. Let's see. Squad 4's ratio is, it's getting a little bit not so good now, actually. So let's take a look. So before the ratio was 20,000 of opportunity, 8,000 unconverted. So that's about 30%, a little bit less than 30%. Now it's actually much higher. We have $10,000 worth of reservations, and we don't convert almost 6,000, so that's 60%. And Papasun seems to be the biggest violator. They are the ones that have the largest amount of unconverted, followed by Pulling Seaview. Papasun seems to be the biggest ones, followed by Murta Beach. All right. Once again, is this related to availability?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And so what do we need to do? See, this is your chicken and egg question. If you don't get the availability, then you can't get them sales, right? So there's no point in talking about, well, what if you don't give me availability? The only thing that, it's kind of like this. If you don't marry me, how am I going to give you children, right? Well, if I don't get children, why are you going to? So it's always that question. So the only way is to say, all right, if you don't like it, then you fire us.
I think my passion we have way too multiple listings.
Yeah.
We are full by.
Okay, so we have too many listings for Papa Sun. Okay, so
Multiple listings.
then we need to feed that information over the content so we don't have so many declined requests. So once again, as you can see, if we have more availability, then we can for sure sell those rooms. But because we don't have availability, then we can't sell those rooms. All right. The best way is just to ask for the owner's commitment. You go with Bukit Vista, you go exclusively with Bukit Vista, or not at all. And if you go not at all, then just quit. And that makes everybody's life much easier. All right? Okay. Yes,
Sorry, sir. I just want to give my opinion.
Yep.
I think that's a little bit difficult to do in Nusa Penida if we want to do the exclusive contract.
No, it's culture. If you start doing exclusive contracts, everybody will essentially just expect that. But if you make these agency contracts, if you continue doing that, then that's what people will expect. You have a lot of control over where people are getting bookings right now, so you set the culture.
Yes.
If you make it exclusive, people will start understanding this is exclusive. You might need to lose some partners, but overall the culture needs to be working with Bukit Vista is an exclusive relationship, not an agency relationship. Because what happens is if over time this happens, you lose control, right? And it wastes a lot of content time, it wastes a lot of everybody's time, because at the end you have what? Dipadang or Kutumanak or all these places that essentially are so full of their own bookings, we can't get any of our own bookings in. We've walked down this path many times. We've already learned the right way to do it. It works. So we just insist on exclusive. You work either exclusively with Bukit Vista or you don't work with us and you take your chances with whoever you want. Because the other people are not guaranteeing you anything, but we want to give you revenue projections. We want you to succeed. That's the pitch. That's market building. That's the latest version of market building. Okay? Understood? All right. And this is essentially the new path that we've done, and it works really well. Most people are very happy to have one manager, have one system. You don't hire two sales teams, right? We don't hire sales team A and sales team B and then see which team can do it. We want to have one sales team. And so that's essentially the idea of working with Bukit Vista. In the very beginning, yes, we were more of an agency model, so we provide guests and whatnot. But we're providing your channel manager for free. If you're using my channel manager to take other people's bookings, fuck you, right? If you're using our things to do, fuck you as well. So we need to get into the habit of, okay, we're giving them all this stuff. They don't take this stuff and then betray us on it. Simple as that. Okay? Done. All right. Okay. So once again, if we had exclusive partnerships, we would not have this, and you would not be feeling the pain, and then Rizal and Gani's work would not be done in vain after 6 months. Okay? So think about your team. Don't think about too much about what makes the owner happy. Think about your team. And in the end, the owner will be happy anyways because they will be produced with a lot of money. Okay? If they don't, then we should shoot ourselves in the face. Okay, so we're going to do that too. We're going to check out Songchang. All right? So that's the latest statistic. Myrta Beach is unbooked. Okay, Myrta Beach has a lot of requests. Papasun as well. Papasun is rising quite a lot for August. The Box Paradise, Boga Sagara, all of a sudden going up quite a lot in August. Warisan Homestay, Pulling Seaview, and Picadia. Once again, these are leaks that are showing because we don't have good market building exclusivity in place. And now all the leaks are sort of popping out all over the place. Okay? All right. If you don't want to have leaks next August and you don't want to drag your profile into dirt, please get exclusivity built into the contracts. Okay? All right. Cool. Let's take a look at the booking page in Panita and see how we're doing.
Wow, yesterday was.
Yeah, oh yeah. Congratulations, everyone. We reached a new all-time record. 130 is a new Bukit Vista record. World record. Yes, exactly. So this never happened in history before. This is the very first time. It's pretty exciting. So for Squad 4, I think it was around 32 bookings in one day, and Squad 3 reached a bit up, above 6. Okay, all right, so 38.
38.
All right, and then let's take a look at the chapter KPIs and see if we're SLA compliant. No! Okay. Okay.
Yes, nightmare.
All right, on community. This isn't that great. Okay, on community, we don't really have, do we have a squad? We don't even really have Squad 4. Has anybody in Squad 4 given us a review yet? I don't think so, yeah? Okay, I think you need to poll the owners and ask, okay, you need to poll the owner. Songchang says, hey, Songchang's happy! Great. Okay.
Not yet, sir, because Rizky and Gigi will describe today all the link and also the account report with all the
gate.
community.
What's he talking about? What?
The
Oh, this. Okay. Okay, yeah.
Asking for the community.
Yeah. Okay, so we need to get more participation, and I think also in.
I think June
Squad 4.
everyone filled it. I
Yeah.
don't know this. They.
Well, we can check, right? Previous month.
June.
Yeah. So the previous month, Squad 4 had, yes, quite a lot, right? Squad 4 had quite a lot of participation on the June survey, but in the in this month, not so much. try to get that higher. Okay, on content, let's take a look at content. Content for squad 4. How do you think we did? 85, 87, 85, 85, 84. So content, I think they should have a higher SLA. I think it should be 85%. Okay, so content is well above the SLAs on the instant book rate, and I don't get this. This is kind of confusing for me. So there are no new launches on Squad 4 for content. Okay, great.
One is
Okay,
only the
so
whole property.
okay, so everything is being booked. Everything is getting booked. Content looks perfect on their SLA requirements. Let's take a look at hospitality. Hospitality in Squad 4 is below SLA, below SLA, below SLA. In the most recent week, August 4th, it's within SLA, but we start counting actually in the 2-week window afterwards. That's when all the reviews come out. Okay, and the reviews right now, let me just check really quickly what the percentage is. It's 30 reviews out of 122. The percentage of reviews is at 24.5%. And let's see, sometimes a little bit lower. 30 reviews out of 134, 22%. 34 reviews out of 116, which is 29%. And so far, 18 out of 130, 13%. Okay, and the reason I'm looking at that is in tying back to Cynthia's experiment. If her experiment is working, then we should see a higher review rate percentage from all the guests.
So what should we aim, like 40%?
40% should be the aim, but that's not SLA yet, right? Make it SLA and make it what kind of targets you want to achieve. Okay, on inquiry conversion, July 14th was in compliance, then lower, then in compliance, then in compliance, and this week a little bit low. Yeah, it's at 18%. Okay, in terms of request compliance, yes, 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 no, and no. So we're getting lower requests, but I believe some of this is due to availability, and I don't think that the reservations can be faulted. This is why we need to talk about the new SLAs between market building and reservations, because market building owes reservations a clean runway so that they can get bookings. Okay. All right, very fun to always look at the data. It gives us a better idea. Over to you, Chair. Oh, Songchang. Songchang. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Are we ready?
10 more minutes.
All right, let's take a look at the monthly revenue at Songchang.
Whoa.
820.
Whoa, still halfway to go.
Halfway, yeah?
Yes, halfway.
Because the promise is what?
17 million. 17 million.
No. You're very close. You're very close. 800 USD to IDR is 11 million. So you just need 6 more million, and we're there. Songchang is part of the new agreements where we have exclusivity and a revenue commitment. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, there we have it.
Revenue and 7 days.
Okay.
Use.
Getting back to your question. Okay, so that's it. Back to you, Chair.
Okay,
Tracking is the
so yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today. Is there any further discussion that maybe we missed out before I point for the chat question for the next meeting? No? Okay. Okay, then Mrs. Secretary, would you please put Cynthia as the chair? I nominate Cynthia as the chairperson for the next meeting, which is on the 6th of August. Do you accept the nomination?
Okay, I accept the nomination.
Wow, wrong. Went down. Okay.
Suka-suka saya dong.
Okay, so
Sorry, Mrs. Chairman. Should we follow the alphabetical or are you nominating me?
So, sir, how does you call it?
Dominic.
Okay, Dominic as the chairperson, and then the secretary would be
KRS Wayana.
Danny.
because I have
S. Habis S.
And this is my here.
Wayana.
Wait, Wayana then.
Gimana?
Okay.
Getting beres. Okay, so yeah, Wayana, do you take the nomination as the secretary for the next week?
And the idea
Yes.
will be you, babe.
Thank you.
Oh, engineer.
Okay.
Ntar upload video lagi nggak bisa.
Okay, nggak bisa. Okay, so yeah, I motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Okay.
And I'll do later in the meeting.